Hey guys, you're on the bench with Matt and a Frankenstein of a quad here. Something I threw together the other night, just having a little fun with, more or less to see if I could make it fly. And what I did, had the Syma x5c laying around. My very first quadcopter, had a lot of fun with it, but it just been collecting dust recently. So I gutted it, took all the components from the inside, and was able to come up with this. One thing I figured out pretty quick looking at these motor mounts is that these are actually designed for some other quads too. There's some that have, I'm not sure if it's carbon fiber, but this is a 3mm carbon fiber square tube. And this square tube slides snug and tight right into that motor mount. So there's nothing you need to do to attach that to it. And that also means you can cut these to any size. So, you know, you could potentially make a really small quadcopter out of the X5 components. But I chose to make something that was just a little bit smaller than the Syma. This one's 8.5 inches from motor to motor. I think what I come up with was 7.5 on this one, and actually made it to fit these tri-blades, which it flew okay with them, but I trimmed up a couple two blades. They're not perfect, they don't have to be. I mean, this is just a little project quad if nothing else, but I did trim up the blades, cut probably 1/4 of an inch off these to make them fit. But real simple. I threw it together maybe 10 or 15 minutes once I got all the screws out of the X5, and all that's holding it together are your arms, front and back arm. And I went with an H style frame. You could always do an X frame, but the frame itself this is some light diffuser, and it's what goes in commercial buildings under 4-foot fluorescent lights. I happen to have some. I use it in some other hobbies that I do. So I just cut a piece to the size I wanted it. Actually zip tied these carbon fibrous tubes right onto it. The LEDs slid right in there. They're not going to move, go anywhere. Wiring's just kind of hanging loose, big deal. But tested it out and it flew. So there's some ideas for you. You know, one thing I figured out, if you land upside down, you start back off and your motors don't spin up, don't worry about that, because your motor just probably slid up. Push that back down. So anyway, there's some ideas for you. Give it a try, see what you can come up with, and we're gonna fly it. I'm gonna show you how it flies. It actually flies really good. This old quad, or the standard Syma, weighed 86 grams without the camera or landing gear or the prop guards. So with the battery and the quad itself, it was 86 grams. With the battery and this little frame, it was 62 grams. So that's a big difference in weight, especially for such small motors, and the way it performs really shows that difference. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm gonna plug this battery in and show you how it goes. All right guys, we got it plugged in and on. Let's see if it flies.